Ladies and gentlemen in the studio right now, now you have taught, this is Donald Thomas, you have taught literature and
foreign languages. I was 30 years at Herkimer High School. I taught in the Valley. I like the Valley.
I'm a
very
Valley
much,
guy.
by the way.
I'm a Valley guy. Yeah.
And I've taught for the last 13 years at SUNY Polytechnic foreign languages.
So I will tell you that this was one of the most difficult challenges in my high school career. And I'll never forget calling up Mrs. Gregorka, I think is what her name was, saying, this was after the final report card came in. I said, "You failed me." "Yes, I failed you." And it was literature, Shakespeare, and all the good stuff. But you've created this book that is really awesome, and can I say awesome and fun?
It should be enjoyable. Yes,
yeah, it's an enjoyable
literature
book.
Should be enjoyable.
Yeah,
Bill.
yeah.
I have really two reasons why I wrote the book.
Mm-hmm.
One is that over the years I taught quite a number of these books in high school, and they became my friends.
Yeah.
They were like friends to me.
Right.
And
I get that.
So when you have friends, you kind of like to introduce your friends to other people,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I remember there's a story about one of the British prime ministers, 20th century, not Winston Churchill, another one, and he said that the only real friends in life are books.
Mm-hmm.
Because good books don't lie to you, they don't betray you, they don't walk away from you. They're always there. He said that as he was on his way to reread David Copperfield.
They don't take pictures of you when you're in the sleep chamber at the assembly and put them out to your opponents.
Right.
So what you've done is these are opening lines.
Yes.
So the book, by the way, is called "Who Said That? The Opening Lines of Great Literature." And this is available all over. You can get it on Amazon, but it's but because you're a local author, it's available locally as well.
Right. Yes.
So give us an example of how this works.
Okay, so I have a total of 100 opening lines from great books. They're either all novels, short stories, or plays, and I have 4 choices for each one of the opening lines. So the idea is you choose which one is the title of the book. So it's kind of like a Jeopardy, you might say. Yeah. Okay. And I have some easy ones. I have some ones that are moderately difficult, and I have some ones that are, I would say, for the most knowledgeable among us.
Yeah. How have you introduced this to your students?
I've mentioned it to my students. Actually, at SUNY, I teach only foreign languages now, so this would not actually apply to my foreign language classes. But I mentioned it to them, and there's been some interest. In fact, I just a couple of weeks ago went to my tax preparer to have my income taxes prepared, and I mentioned the book. I wanted to check into how the sales tax and things would work.
Yeah.
And he's, my wife is an English teacher. I'd like a copy.
Yeah.
So I said, "Here you are." He said,
that's
"Okay,
awesome.
I'll take the price off of your bill for the tax preparation."
That's great. And can you use that as a write-off?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked into all the details on it yet.
So throw one out here.
Okay,
for us.
I have an easy one, Bill.
Okay,
I'll start with an easy
Good.
one.
Well,
says you, Don.
Yeah.
Says you.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you right now, not my thing.
Now, I have to say, you don't really have... I suppose it would help to be an English major to do this, but you don't really have to, because most people in high school, I don't know what they read in high school recently, but when I was a high school English teacher in 9th grade, we read Tale of Two Cities, we read Julius Caesar, we read Romeo and Juliet, and sometimes Great Expectations. And as I said, those books became my real friends. I mean,
yeah. Well, hopefully you at least got through the first sentence in your 9th grade
and there's a story, probably a myth, about a writer who spent 20 years rewriting the first line of his novel.
Really?
So
how important?
Supposedly, of course, the first line is supposed to draw you in, want you to read more.
Right.
Okay, so one of the ones that I have in here... Page 38, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Okay,
I should know this.
And that's either Great
Styx.
Expectations.
Yes. Well, I could answer that one.
It applies to a lot of things. I know, right?
Did you hear what he said? Styx, the band?
Oh,
sorry.
From the Greatest Hits album.
Yeah, right.
From their Greatest Hits.
It's either, 3 of these are Charles Dickens. One is Leo Tolstoy. So it's either Great Expectations, Charles Dickens, Hard Times, Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens, or Anna Karenina, Leo Tolstoy.
Tale of Two Cities.
I believe A Tale of Two
Tale of
Cities.
Two Cities.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Well, we
Nice job,
appreciate
guys.
the easy one. It's the
Not
easy
because I read
ones-
it, because I was in the play in high
It's
school.
the easy ones, though, that scare you.
Yes,
because
sometimes they're
when,
so easy they're
when you
difficult.
don't get it, you're like, you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another one I think is in the easy category. It's only 3 words. Call Me Ishmael.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And that's either The Gold Bug by Edgar Allan Poe, Billy Budd by Herman Melville, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, or The Purloined Letter by Edgar Allan Poe.
Andrew.
Moby Dick.
It is Moby Dick. Yeah.
It's Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Call me Ishmael.
Yeah, Call Me Ishmael. I
This
also
is really.
taught that book.
You must do very well on Jeopardy.
I haven't watched it recently, but I used to be fairly good at it.
Literature for whatever you would take that.
Right.
This is really really cool. Where is it, by the way? Other than Amazon, where can you buy the book?
Munson Williams Proctor Art Museum gift shop.
Okay.
They have it, and also my college bookstore, SUNY Polytechnic in Marcy.
I want to ask you. We'll be talking with Senator Griffo coming up in a second about funding and the budget and education. You're teaching college students. You've taught high school students. Which do you prefer?
College students.
You do?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're much more motivated. I have a number of adult college students who have kids, they're in their 30s. And obviously they're paying tuition, which is
Right. Changes things,
not changes things from high school students. But yes, I much prefer the college.
And it's a crazy world today with all the funding and what we went through a few years ago where they're trying to evaluate teachers and just this battling back and forth. But you're in a place where over at SUNY, it's a growing and changing school right now.
Yes, the enrollment has grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
The SUNY system as a whole, Bill, has had some funding problems over the years. I'm an adjunct instructor. My title is lecturer, and we're paid per course. There's actually we're the only state employees who have no minimum wage.
Okay. Right.
Well, yeah.
So that's one of the things that our union, UUP, is proposing to the
that there be some sort of
to have a minimum wage for adjuncts. There are actually adjuncts. It's hard to believe. I know of some adjuncts who teach a course here at this college, and they go across the town. They teach another course, and they're borderline poverty level.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
It's not a well-paying job to be a part-time lecturer in a college.
Well, listen. I hope the book comes into to some. You make some real. I hope it becomes a tax problem for you, where you
That would be good.
It'll all come full circle.
Yeah.
So.
One other thing I would mention is that all of the titles in these that I have in the book are free. You can get any of these titles in any large public library that have these books. So if you become interested or you start looking at, I've heard of that book. Maybe I want to check it out. Go to a library. You don't have to go to a bookstore. You can get these things for free. And plus, they're supposed to be enjoyable.
Yeah. They could become your friends, too.
They become my friends.
Yeah.
And I teach at a technology school. I like to think of technology as having to do with knowledge.
Right.
Great literature has to do with wisdom. I'll take wisdom over knowledge any day.
I agree. It all leads to the knowledge. By the way, what languages do you teach?
French and Spanish.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, Donald Thomas. The book is out there. We'll give one away. Can we give one away?
Yes, you can.
Let's do caller number 3, Davey, 315-736-0186. If they'd like to win a copy of the book. Otherwise, it's available at the bookstores and available on Amazon.com. Thanks so much.
Okay, good.
I'm glad
Thank
you came
much,
in.
Bill.
There's sometimes you have like a word that means more than one thing. I don't know what it's called. Maybe you can help with this. But what you just said about technology, that one never really dawned on me.
Oh, you're thinking of the homophone?
Is that what that is?
Homophone? Is that what it's called? Or it sounds? No, that's what it sounds like. It's spelled like it sounds.
Technology. I guess I never even realized that.
Yeah, ology is the study of something.
Right,
so
right.
Technic,
Tech, the study of tech.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Donald, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you much.